Call of Duty Ghost Safeguard. We're gonna do whiteout. So yeah, I was kind of talk about Windows 8 in the last part. Just really a lot of the technology and kind of the visual polish. It was like a beefed up Xbox 360 game, and I think a lot of games from 2013 up until about 2017 look really fucking nice. There was some kind of crossover. I would say 20 games that I love playing are from 2011 to 2020. Because there were a few in 2020 that were nice, but for the majority, I wasn't very interested, and this disinterest became just like total abandon for the sake of a lot of new games. Because I was just kind of examining where it is I was kind of becoming disconnected from a lot of these games, and it was just like what they were doing and saying was not any good. What they often were showing me had very little to no relatability. Oftentimes, the abstract art was just losing its touch. It started as this kind of, with Metro, it sort of started as this wonderful way to kind of make things look fast and run fast, but also just, you don't have to have the over-the-top sort of, at times, blinding blue and white glare of, Arrow. But the thing about it is, they never really considered what the alternative was. Just started getting lazier and lazier. Like, it went from black and white HUDs to, with animations and cool shit and cool fun voice acting and other stuff to just white. Most times, like in the case of Battlefield 5, you'll have the heads-up display with white text on white background. Not even a fucking black overlay. And it's just like, is that all anybody can do anymore? Just white heads-up displays? Why not something different? For fuck's sake, can I have a different color? Game is skipping. Got him. Just as well as that, a number of other things were just starting to like add up, and they became sort of annoying. Lack of offline play, oftentimes online only shit, stupid business models, forced in microtransactions, DLCs. Usually the excuse that most people would have is, oh, they just need to make money. Well, it's catch-22 if you can't fucking play the game because of, limitations and restrictions that they put in. Like with a map pack, that's pretty obvious. Natural business. Okay, we're adding more to the game, so it costs more money. Alright, I understand that. I think most people understand that. Totally seems fair. Meanwhile, the way they would treat it is just at some point they wouldn't even tell you that they're gonna fucking break what you bought. Like with the case of Destiny, The Crew, Mag, Destiny 2 as well. They totally robbed me of Forsaken. Vaulted the entire fucking game. And I really liked the Red War stuff. I really liked the Curse of Osiris. Oh, well, not everybody was playing it. Okay, well, my purchase should not be dictated by a fucking arbitrary popularity contest. This game functions, but absolutely zero fucking people are playing it, thanks to IW6X being fucking shut down, so that is of no concern to me. I have bot support. I can play offline. It would not be hard to convert something like Destiny or Destiny 2 into just a straight-up single-player game. Not that they would have to do that, but the narrative that, say, something like Stop Killing Games was up against was Pirate Software. One dipshit, this cocky, arrogant prick, who decides that he's going to say that very confidently, lie to his fan base, straight up throw an innocent guy under the bus because he just doesn't want his games to be fucking destroyed, and say it's about converting every game to single player. Totally fucking makes it up. Doctored evidence. A lot of shit that straight up contradicts itself multiple times. I don't know. Something's not adding up here. Truly a wonderful person who has nothing but kind things to say to others. Nope. And then the internet had their fun tearing him a new asshole. The mob mentality eventually turned right against him, and it's like you shouldn't have to have an organized fucking mafia to get some amount of change, but that's the way that people fucking operate. It's just terrible. Stupid that you have to fight for the shit in the first place. Stupid that you even have to deal with the shit against it. A lot of people, they used to fight for always online DRM stuff with Steam and no refunds. I'm sure a lot of your favorite games like old CSGO and Team Fortress 2 are doing very well these days. Especially since you can't legally play a lot of the older versions. And, CSGO kind of got the boot when they released CS2. How's that game doing these days? Not great. Unfortunately, outside of a leaked 2011 version and CSGO Legacy, you're screwed. There are a few projects, but, they can't be made to last simply just because the whole thing is legally totally backwards, and since Valve decides they want to be draconian with that game, but no other games, well, you get all manners of rogue agents in the system, like old Escalation, who will, maybe not so much release Counter-Strike Classic Offensive after he's broken a few of their own little guidelines over there at Steam. But, casually, just leak it to somebody who does want that game to release, and possibly enable somebody else to do it on his behalf. Then just go fucking silent on the whole thing, because, yeah. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in a court of law, and then just go make Unreal Engine videos. I'm sure that couldn't be related. It's just little things like that. But he did actually make a pretty good video on the whole Unreal Engine thing. It is kind of problematic that every game looks the same, which is why I've decided to make my game look like something a little closer to early Xbox One, a beefed up Xbox 360 game with a focus on high performance and old computers being able to actually have something new to play with better graphics and a lot of content. Hey there, buddy. You missed. Roll over, dog. Bye-bye. Wonderful words of encouragement from Gunnery Sergeant Hartman here. Bye-bye. Alright, excellent. I'm gonna grab another helicopter. 3 helicopters in a row. Should be great. Basically get as many fucking hinds as you can. And that will save your hind. There seem to be a couple of other variants of this as well. It's pretty handy. I like that animation, the pop, and that fucking sucker goes down a bit there. They didn't have to make that bounce a bit, but they did. Just lovely details. Helicopter inbound. Bringing in the big guns. Shoot from the hip. Shoot to kill. See, Eminem's old song there in Black Ops 1 is still handy advice for how to play this game. You're not good at aiming? Don't worry. Call of Duty's got, like, fucking monster aim assist. Built-in aimbot. See? Waste a whole fucking mag on that guy and still kill him. Good, sleight of hand. There goes the hind. He went bye-bye. Now, if they start overwhelming this position, the best way to escape is to not go forward. It's to go off the fucking side here. Which is why I'm crouched down, hiding, because they can't seem to fucking shoot the life vest here. Life raft. Well, game skipping. I think that's what happens when it loads the IW6X client. Just gives me like a notice that says, "Hi, welcome to IW6X." And then the game fucking bounces around. At least the game doesn't require restart. Shitty Quake engine still not working. Yeah, maybe on that fucking PS triple, but only once. Only once unless you buy the DLC. I actually did. I got it on Amazon for real cheap. There was a collector's edition, Call of Duty Ghosts. It even had like a fucking webcam. Bye-bye. Turns out just like the collector's editions of most Call of Duty games you can still find for sale and really fucking cheap on Amazon. Or hell, even eBay. I'm gonna switch that over to ammo. I've already got a fucking MTAR.
Enemy forces inbound. Show them what we can do. Friendly hind incoming. You earned it.
You'll pay the price. Bye-bye. Alright, so anyway, as I was saying with like early Xbox One, I really liked the visual polish, the amount of just stuff in the worlds, and cool weather effects, and it also was just faster and looked better. Graphics in games really have not impressed me. It's especially just like, because they look ugly. They look, sound, and fucking act like a bunch of, you know, unaware South Park skits. Or something off of fucking Rick and Morty with absolutely zero of the humor. Gotcha, bitch. Come get me. I dare ya.
You drop those pansies, but there are more coming.
Excellent. See what I mean? All I gotta do. Then you keep the ammo crate, just in case. It's not a perfect strategy. But, well, it did work.
Large hostile force approaching.
Would be nice if I could fucking pick up the shield or something, but I don't know. They do have an unlimited mode as well, which I'll probably do for last episode just to see how long I last. Shotgun and a reflex.
Proficiency increased. Sound off.
Got him. Bye-bye. That's how you kill the guys with shields. Use an IED or just fucking pick them off.
Weapon level increased. We finally found something you're good at. Weapon proficiency increased. Sound off.
Gotcha. Yeah, do the shield. Take him down.
You drop those pansies, but there are more coming.
Take the
Supporters
reflex.
on the way, numbnuts.
Excellent. Grab the sentry here. Helicopter fucking takes him down. That's why I get the MTAR. It's just like you run faster, it has a shitload more ammo, and it deals more damage. Especially when you rank it up.
Inbound. Show 'em what we can do.
Awesome. Oh yeah, also need to fucking re-roll that shit. Oh yeah, sorry there, bud. Just gonna have to drop on by. Have you come up to have a look here at the dock balcony? We're having a fun time. Let me shoot you a question.
On the way. Pick
Where
it
the
up,
fuck's your buddy?
dipshits.
Oh, there he is. Alright. Answers that question. Bye-bye. There we go. They've sent in their stormtroopers. Like, I kid you not, this shit would have been great as, like, Star Wars. If that canceled, like, first assault game is anything to go by, it played fairly well. I mean, it just did the same usual thing where it kind of has a problem with, input delay. But I've managed to fuck around with it just a little bit, and it's pretty cool. Didn't have too terribly much in it though, but it was just, it was nice. Nice idea. And some of the other canceled footage with like the added vehicles and the speeder project they were doing after, because they were literally just building on top of the game with game after game. Basically the same way that Call of Duty does it, where they'll take one game, reuse a lot of the assets and models, textures, weapons as well, then just build upon it with a new game. They were using Unreal Engine 3 in 2012 and that game looked like it did. That's just fantastic. ...2012 was really when a lot of games were stepping up their graphics. I think especially around the 2010s, you could see that there was a remarkable improvement to the graphics and the fidelity, even within the same console generation, because of just how long it went on for. A lot of those games still look and run just phenomenally to this day. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games. They're made for a console that has less fucking power than my phone. That's remarkable. And it's really what I love about it so much. It's just it is a wonderful time for games, I think, from then. And it's not particularly hard to go find and get them. Come get me.
Incoming supply drop on the way. Pick it up, dipshits.
Nope, they're sending in their new dog model. He's a jumper.
You drop those pansies, but there are more coming.
He is a jumper. Oh good, blast shield. I'm gonna need that. Take the ammo.
Enemy forces inbound. Show 'em what we can do.
Let's hope the sentry gun doesn't get totaled.
Gentlemen, team restock.
Excellent. Boom.
Level increased. We finally found something
Weaponized
you're good at.
vehicles. The weapons of war. Double kill.
Weapon proficiency increased. Sound
Rank
off.
up, Master Sergeant Shooter Person. Awesome. But yeah, a lot of this has really come down in price, and I think that was kind of the problem before, is just like, you know, the price was not right for a lot of this stuff for a long time, and I think now that the price has come down, it's very easy to get into these games. And a lot of people are. It's just kind of underground, you know, thrift stores, bargain bin outlets. Nobody's really going to make too big of a fuss about it, but naturally,
You drop those pansies, but there are more coming.
if you want to get the goods, well, 10-year-old video games are where they're at. Way I see.
Sentry gun expired. What the hell happened?
You're fired. You just never know what kind of cool, creative shit you'll see.
Pull your head out of your ass. Large
Would have been nice though
horse
if I could get in the light, you know, fucking light tower there. Lighthouse.
Friendly hind incoming. You earned it. Power up, gentlemen. Team restock.
They're coming for me.
Weapon level increased. We finally found something you're good at.
Gotcha. Trying to blow up the helicopter. Now the helicopter's gonna shoot a missile at him. Bye-bye, motherfucker.
Incoming supply drop on the way. Pick it up, dipshits.
Nice. Go. Excellent.
You drop those pansies, but there are
Drop
more
that
coming.
motherfucker.
Support is on the way, numbnuts.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking pop this shit. Grab the battle hind, please. Grab another vulture. Oh, okay. Probably best you did that then.
Enemy forces inbound. Show them what we can do.
There goes nothing. The old early, like, Xbox One dashboards were pretty awesome. Ah, shit. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Blowing shit up never gets old. The old Xbox One dashboards were pretty awesome. Like, they had this very dramatic sort of photo gallery thing. Very dark. The whole theme and, like, identity of it was like a medieval castle or a Roman, you know, Colosseum. That's not a half bad idea to theme your console on, actually. A lot of architecture, modern art stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Bye-bye, Striker. You're out.
Weapon proficiency increased. Sound off.
It's been thunderstruck. Da 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 da.
Vulture getting
this fucker in the leg. Bye-bye. Nice. Got him. ARX 160. I'm finding the best guns so far, just after some experimenting, are the Vepr, MTAR, or the ARX 160. I do like that they also used some of these guns from Ghosts in Advanced Warfare. It's nice to see them return. Oh, there's a double dog. Didn't think the dogs were like a fucking centipede. Ah. Give me a boost on those. Sit down, puppy. Oh, excuse me, I'm just gonna... Gotta bounce. Bye-bye. Killed that motherfucker. They're attacking from all sides. Enemies everywhere. Death awaits in every corner. It's ammo. It's a mad dash to try and get it. Gotcha, bitch. Boom. Don't have ready up. Okay. I'm gonna keep the ammo crate there just in case. Let's wait for it.
Enemy forces inbound. Show them what we can do.
Fucking flashes of yellow. That's where they're coming from. Bye-bye. This is a lot more challenging than MW3, and you know, the challenge of this does feel fair, although there's the same issue where you just get sucked into an animation. So inevitably, you get fucked up often by something that's only halfway your fault. But at least the knife can actually kill above, like, wave 3. Which is usually my problem with the knife in these games, is it often, when you're in the survival mode, you're just never really given a knife that works very well. Gotcha. They're sending in the shield, so I'm sending in heavy weapons. But yeah, the Xbox One, as I was saying earlier, the whole like medieval castle theme and, you know, Rome and other stuff, that was pretty cool. At that point, I mean, I know there were a few games I could think of that did that, but nothing that was really action-oriented, like, you know, Call of Duty or Gears of War or some hack and slash, in the sense of, like, you know, just being a game where it's Rome and most of the fantasy stuff isn't there quite, like God of War or whatever. You just actually get to play as a Roman. I couldn't think of many, or if those games did exist, I'm sure they did. I just couldn't ever find them or play them, so.
Pull your head out of your ass. Large hostile force approaching.
It's the final wave. Here they come. Boom. You fucking shot my ID. Shot both of them.
Incoming supply drop on the way.
You
Make it
sunk
out,
my
dipshits.
battleship.
Weapon proficiency increased. Sound off.
Excellent.
Power up, gentlemen. Team restock.
Awesome.
You dropped those pansies, but there are
I'm a winner.
Looks like the cavalry came through.
Fucking gotcha, bitch. Outpost secured, alright. Locked down. Harder than the fucking Xbox One. Hell yeah. But anyway, as I was saying with Xbox One, the whole, like, medieval castle, Roman stuff, if you go back and look at, like, a lot of the early Metro, it's pretty awesome. A lot of the stuff was based on, like, real locations. Kind of that same thing that old macOS used to do. And mountains and rocks especially were a favorite of theirs, and I don't know what the fuck was up with the rocks breaking the console all the time, but hey, I will say this about the Xbox One. If you're going to force me to be always online, and you want me to constantly update just to use half the fucking thing I paid for, well, can you do at least the common courtesy of making sure this is a smooth and stable experience? Guess they couldn't. But the old dashboards were super fast. They looked really nice as well. They would have like this almost mosaic photo gallery appearance, kind of like the Xbox 360, but instead of the flat green that the console had by the end of its lifespan, it was a bunch of actual like moving pictures that bounced around. It was very dark, but the appearance of it was actually very nice. And you just had like an extended, improved Xbox 360 console. Oh my god, that's almost like that's exactly what I was fucking asking for. Wow. Dead Rising 3, Dying Light, Call of Duty Ghosts. A lot of those games that they had been making still look really fucking good. I remember when I just saw like Dying Light for the first time, and I didn't like the game. I played it. It was kind of trash, but one thing I think that was really good about it is just the detail. Where you could like fucking point a gun at a guy who's running at you with like a bat, and he's gonna kill you no matter what. But if you point a gun at him, there's like a 1 in 3 chance that he'll throw his hands in the air and surrender, because you're fucking pointing a gun at him. He's got a baseball bat. He's got like a baseball bat or a metal fucking pipe. You think he wants to go up against a guy like you if he can avoid it? You got a gun. You could just shoot him. And when they do that, that's just like that, or you can raid the fridge. You can rob their fucking houses and eat their food and shit. It was just, that was pretty good, but yeah, I really didn't like a lot of the questing and a lot of the stuff. I mean, the traversal was okay, but if your core combat is what you're going to force me into for a majority of the game, and that isn't particularly satisfying or interesting or that good, it kind of negates anything that you do well with your movement, right? And I have to say that I think Dead Island was probably a lot more fun to explore just because it was colorful, it was silly, and it was aware of the same tropes that Dying Light eventually kind of succumbed to, right? Sorry, fucking hair in my glasses. But, speaking of hair, fucking GameWorks. I remember when all these games were just bumping up the production value of like the graphics, the physics. If you ever seen the Nvidia 680 GTX 680, the TXAA in this game, the fur physics, the smoke, the particles, the destruction especially, give it a look. Modern TAA systems are like not even half as good as that shit. And that shit did not require a sophisticated temporal anti-aliasing or ray tracing system. It was all like baked in. If you go look back at that, because they have that system for Unreal Engine 4, and somebody's been able to restore it for Unreal Engine 5, and God bless you, sir, Because if I ever want to go to Unreal Engine 5, which I imagine I eventually will have to at some point, well, now you've given me an excellent system for, let's say, if I want to make a cover-based Rogue Planet game on a tablet with destruction, which is something I would really love to do. Then I would have a system that would work very well for low-end hardware. Because whether most companies like this or not, old hardware is not going anywhere. There was a silicon shortage back in COVID that really, really solidified that and kind of showed the fragility of the whole, like, consumer sort of complex that a lot of them want you to do. Just buy the new thing, don't ask questions, get excited for new product, just constantly keep buying, right? As that meme says. And, yeah, it turns out a lot of this old shit that a lot of people were writing off for the better part of a decade, self included, was actually extremely valuable. So a lot of it is now kind of on the underground. You'll see channels like on YouTube, kind of smaller channels, who will get hundreds, if not thousands, of views, despite being monotone as shit, like Michael MJD or Gigatech or whoever the fuck else, who will be using all these old Windows, programs and stuff, and these old bits of hardware and software. And because they're old, well, they're like cheap as shit. So every little kid who wants to have a good ass, gaming computer, well, they're gonna go buy all that shit, and they're gonna go make their own games, or they're gonna go play them, or whatever. It's kind of happening on the underground. It's what I said. It's like, nobody's really gonna tell you it happens. You'll just know when you see it. Same thing with Call of Duty here. Nobody's gonna tell you that this game has cool ass dog hair physics and smoke particles that actually react to your player and all this other shit. Nobody's gonna tell you that it has really good anti-aliasing solutions that are temporal, yes, and ambient occlusion with hardware-based ambient occlusion plus, right? Nobody's gonna tell you that. You'll just find out. And NVIDIA, they didn't lock a lot of it down, which is kind of the best part of it. As well as that, there's a lot of open source reverse engineerings of these sorts of projects, and if you know where to look, you will find things that are lovely. The places I look are Yandex and FreeSpoke, because oftentimes Google and other companies, in some misguided attempt to try and conceal information from you, because that's progress, right? Is literally just restricting you and treating you like a criminal for some reason. No reason other than to just rape you, as we've discussed with the ads, because they want to be like Leafy is here, where they have all of the terrible language and dialect, but leave you with nothing, and then have their rage mafia come after you. It's like you can go to another search engine like those, and you will find a lot of really cool shit. But the thing about it is, if nobody's going to end up using them, and a lot of the new tech is not particularly as efficient, and a lot of people don't want to buy a new computer because they already got perfectly good ones that they like, then what the fuck is the point of having all of this new tech if something that was older came out, did all of this better, and ran better, and looked better, and performed better? That's the thing, that you eventually come to the conclusion of, well, if I'm not really getting anything out of it, why would I upgrade? Why wouldn't I just go back and play a whole collection of these other cool old games that I've never really considered giving a try? And yeah, it's kind of nice to see this sort of kind of clusterfuck of people who have no idea how to respond to things that seemed almost mundane a decade ago, really being amazed by it. And I think games like Halo 4, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, and a lot of games from the Xbox 360 have sort of been inflated in review score, simply because of what, is coming out now not being any good. People are kind of going back and looking at this old stuff and saying, hey, wait a minute, that was actually pretty awesome. What the fuck was I smoking? And it's just with all kinds of obscure, like Xbox 360, early Xbox One, PlayStation 4 games, PlayStation 3, yes, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 as well, but hey, we've got to give 7th Gen some love here. I think early 8th Gen, before they went so draconian with like the loot boxes, the DLCs, the battle passes, and all of the degenerate Tumblr DeviantArt 4chan nonsense that they started spamming in every game with Nicki Minaj's scary ass. Yeah. Before that, before they went just disgusting mode, they used to make some pretty cool shit. Tons of interesting games like Earthfall, Evolve. Batman Arkham Knight is a pretty infamous one because that game looks better than Gotham Knights and the Suicide Squad game. Star Wars Battlefront 2015, Metal Gear Solid 5, Halo 5, Titanfall 1 and 2, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which fucking warns about all the shit that Black Ops 7 did and said and shows why it's a bad thing. People say, what's the point of Black Ops 3? The point of Black Ops 3 is to not get so lost in your own ego, arrogance, self-obsession, and absurd materialism, and to not get so caught up in technology, you forget to take care of yourself and others around you, because your life will end one day, and you can't take all of this shit that you do for granted. You only have a limited time on this earth, and there's very few ways that would be spending it, that most people get to spend it before they die, in a lot of cases. It'd be nice to see the whole world, go travel like they do, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. When they portray you getting torn to pieces by a robot, it's brutal. They don't glorify murder, they constantly show it as horrifying, traumatic. It's like they're going and taking the advice that Spec Ops The Line was actually giving them, and they put it into a game. The game ends with them literally pulling the plug and telling you to stop playing. It's great performance art, and it warned about things that we now face. AI art, massive corporate overreach and consolidation, economic and environmental pollution, disarray, rioting in the streets, big tech censoring and playing God. This kind of shit. They were even using Edward Snowden, who blew the whistle on a lot of shady shit that big companies were giving to the governments, like the USA, the NSA in particular, was a spying agency, and they were bribing Xbox and Google and PlayStation and all these other companies to start doing all this data collection to violate your rights to unwarranted search and seizure. You agreed to these terms, and in those terms, you gave up your soul. And that's what Black Ops 3 constantly warns about. What if this technology goes so far, it eventually starts fucking up everything we do? And yeah, you're starting to see symptoms of that throughout. And a lot of people have started to realize, yeah, maybe this is a bad idea, and we should stop doing things in this new way if it's going to hurt people for no reason. So you're starting to see all kinds of small businesses, startups, self-employed businesses, whatever else. Just little home mom and pop stores, shanty little projects with Linux and whatever. Or at least I am, anyway. If you're curious in it, well, hey. Just gave you 50 things to go look at. But that's the thing that I loved about Black Ops 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5 was they warned us, and they show every single thing that a person could not like about this new generation of consoles. It's fake. They wear a mask. It's a cheap imitation. Nothing you ever do matters. A lot of it is government-sanctioned spyware and surveillance, so if you ever wonder why this shit feels weird, wrong, or just illegal, it fucking is. If it looks like it's illegal, it smells like it's illegal, it fucking sounds like it's illegal, I don't know. 10 cows fall over dead. What do you think's gonna happen to the 11th if some dumb shit in a black suit, totally cloaked in shadow, just took a shot at the other and it's bleeding profusely? To the 11th, It's a pattern. Fool me once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. Old Windows, hey. And people just might not have any fucking idea of what they're doing. Speaking of, I don't know what I'm doing with this, but give those a look if you're interested in other shit that I'm interested in. It's really curious and just really fun to go down the rabbit hole and find all manners of really wonderful and just entertaining shit that nobody talks about. You just never know what you find. Like, nobody's going to explicitly say this. You just have to figure it out. It's like piecing together some conspiracies and mysteries and shit. It's what I show with the creepy baby commercial that Windows 10 actually delisted because they wanted to kind of indoctrinate little toddlers, which is why the operating system always felt so limited and restricted. They literally were marketing it towards like little 2-year-olds who were still in diapers in third world countries, and they wanted to indoctrinate a lot of people to grow up and think that this flat shit was any good. It never was. They got fucking robbed of their freedoms, and it was just normalized, you know? That's just a terrible thing. You deserve freedom. You deserve what you have. You're born into it. They're your God-given rights. If you don't fucking fight for them, you're gonna lose them. It's as simple as that. So anyway, before I lose too much time on this, I'm gonna roll. Later.